All right.
Okay.
Kelcie and.
They're not supposed to know my full name.
Well, you are
My
actress.
Instagram is literally Kelcie and too. You know why? I chose a 2 because my sister had the 1 at the end of hers, and I was like, well, let me put 2 on the end of mine.
Follow in her footsteps.
It literally, yeah.
So, today,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be reading. What?
Nothing, it's just I'm so excited.
Let's talk some shit.
Ooh.
We're reading 1-star reviews on books we love. 1-star. Oh, wait, I was going to say Reddit, but it's not Reddit.
I did a mix of Goodreads and Amazon.
On Goodreads, I mean, they put some work into it. So I was like,
They were long, and I tried to get shorter, snappier ones.
Yeah, mine was Amazon.
Also, okay, do you use the Goodreads app, or did you go on, like, Google? Because I
think that the app I used to have, or no, I went to Google. I used to have the app, but I deleted it.
Because I was using the app, and I don't know if it's different on Google, but at least, maybe I'm just really stupid, but on the app, I couldn't figure out a way to just get the 1-star reviews. Like, it wouldn't let me just read 1 stars. Like, I had to actually sort through, like, read all of them.
Yeah.
Like, it shows you at the top. Like, I could briefly look,
like, not to, like, sort through.
Yeah, like, you know how on Amazon you can hit
literally
1 star?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I couldn't figure that out on Goodreads.
I mean, I didn't even look too much on Goodreads because the minute I tried, I was like, ugh, they're all very long, so like, I'm not even going to worry about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so I have not shown you mine that I found, and you have not shown me yours that you found. Mm-hmm. I found a lot.
Yeah.
And I found, like, multiple.
Yeah.
But I'll try to just do the highlights.
Yeah, because, like, I only got, like, what, maybe 15?
Yeah, I have 60 pictures, but some of them are, like some longer ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot, but I won't read all of them. Unless we want me to read all of them, then I will.
All right, start us off.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so
What book?
The first book I looked up, Song of Achilles. Also, I was just thinking about this. So we're not filming these in order of, like, when we're actually posting them. And our audience is going to get so confused. Because I think during, like, favorite books or 5-star books, which I think is being posted after this one, or, like, maybe in between, I don't know. But I said that I hadn't read Song of Achilles.
Oh, but, like, you have by now.
But now I have. In the order that we're filming.
Yeah.
So they're going to be so confused.
Like, oh!
And I know I also mentioned, like, I haven't done a reread of Harry Potter. But then I think in our very first episode that we posted about romance tropes, I say, I'm, like, on my reread of Harry Potter, and, like...
There's a lot of inconsistencies, but just...
It's...
Little warning. Not warning, but... What's the word? So the D. Disclaimer. These are all... They're filmed in order, not posted in order.
Well, they're not filmed in order, because we're not filming them in order of posting. We're just filming whatever we want to film. Because we're getting ahead. Yeah. Because we're trying to get you 3 episodes a week.
Right. So we gotta, get them.
Yeah. They're gonna get it with your hair.
What?
They're gonna figure out the timeline. No, okay, here's what you guys, this is my challenge to you.
Yes.
Based on Bree's hair.
Yes.
And the things that she and I say about books we have or haven't read, I want you guys to figure out
our filming schedule.
Yeah, what we filmed first, like filming order.
Because, like, based off what you say you're reading.
Right.
And then based off my hair.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the giveaway.
If I was, I'm that crazy person that I'd be like, no, give me this challenge.
Yes.
I will do it.
Like,
So, okay, prize to whoever gets it right. We'll give you a shout out, and we'll call you and tell you that we love you.
And send you a free book.
Your book, when it comes out.
In 20... Coming soon.
Whenever it comes out, she'll sign it and send it to you. Like 5 years from now, they'll be like, who's giving me this?
I mean, cool book.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, okay.
Starting off strong, and Song of Achilles.
Possible spoilers ahead for all these books with the reviews.
Right.
We'll have the list of the books in our description below. Nah, we unsync. So yeah, first one, Song of Achilles.
Okay.
So this is kind of a long one.
Uh-huh.
1 star. Are we saying who wrote it? Like,
no.
The name? No? Okay. They're like random names, you know? Okay. I hated pretty much everything about this. The only reason I didn't DNF was because I wanted to watch them die, suffering and begging for death. The main character, that is. I was like, where is Red Priestess Melisandre when I need her most? Come, my lady, and burn them all. I don't know that reference.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it's reference to something else. Through the book. They are probably the most awful characters I have ever read about. Just imagine a face with pure disgust. Multiply it 7 times, and that was me for like 6 hours straight. And I could go on where she really like goes deep, but I don't even know if it's worth reading that.
Just with that, we were starting off strong.
She wanted to see them suffer and die. Oof.
It's like, oh, are you just homophobic?
I know. She does mention here, she says, the characters were bland, and I'm assuming it's a she, based off the name. But, sorry, they. The characters were bland and lacked any depth. The plot was okay, but obviously familiar. So, not that Madeline Miller can take any credit for that. And while we're at it, it's not like she came up with the gay Achilles idea herself. Much has been speculated about the nature of the relationship between Achilles and Patroclus, so nothing very original here either. I still was really looking forward to reading about the relationship, but it was just ... vapid. So she said, or they say they're not homophobic.
But also, when did, what's her name? Miller. What's her name? Madeline?
Madeline Miller?
Yeah, Madeline. When did she say, like, yeah, I'm going to make them gay. I'm going to do that.
I think literally in the notes at the back of the book or the front of the book, it literally has the history of, like, I didn't make this up.
Yeah.
It's based off speculation.
You know, speculation. Like, if you know the mythology, like, oh, there's speculation about that.
Yeah. So, she never claimed that.
Right.
But
I don't know why you're angry about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, came in strong. Okay, what else? Do you have more on...
I did. Yeah.
Achilles?
Oh, I had a lot on Achilles.
Let's get another one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This one was from Amazon. It's titled Gay Fan Fiction Based on the Odyssey. I bought this because I seen it had good reviews. Didn't know it was gay fan fiction. It's fine if that is your thing, but I felt deceived as this wasn't promoted as LGBT book, and that is exactly what it is.
Well, no, I think it was.
I think it was.
So another...
Yeah, this one's also homophobic, also from Amazon. I got the good ones from Amazon on this one.
Yeah.
Absolutely appalling. I happened to be in the midst of reading Anthony Verity's recent translation of the Iliad when I came upon a bookstore display of a dozen copies of this book. The reviews, New York Times, Guardian, Washington Post, Boston Globe, etc., were beyond laudatory. They indicated that the author, like the ancient Greeks, acknowledged the homoerotic element of the Achilles-Patroclus relationship. The film Troy has them as cousins. I was intrigued and bought the book. What I never expected was a gay romance novel targeted at teenage girls. Achilles and Patroclus are gay in a very modern and stereotypical sense. Their parents disapprove, and the relationship is kept secret. Patroclus is the wife. He is useless as a warrior. He keeps house and constantly moons over Achilles. Achilles dresses in drag. Briseis? Briseis?
I don't know how to say her name.
Achilles' slave girl is never touched. When she thinks Achilles is about to her, he and Patroclus enact an extended smooch to show her they are, like that. Briseis becomes Patroclus's constant gal pal, and he hangs with her girlfriends as well. The sex scenes are cringeworthy and straight out of Harlequin novel. The writing is general, or the writing in general, is both pretentious and laughably silly. The whole book seems to me to be an embodiment of contemporary narcissistic culture. I'm afraid it is going to take me a while to get back to Homer. I can't escape the feeling that the Iliad has been seriously defiled, but by the cutest of feminine tinkles.
What? The pretentious fuck who wrote this.
I want this framed. I want this framed.
Like the misogyny in there, the obviously homophobic rant here.
It's so well written, though. It's so good. It's so bad.
And this perverse.
It was so funny. I'm over here literally laughing my ass off looking at these. People they had words. They had words.
I already knew. The homophobes are going to be running out.
Absolutely. Honestly,
the book's 5 stars, though.
It's a 5-star book for both of us.
Yeah. You're mad.
They said 1 star. 1 star.
1 star is crazy.
And I have one really quick one.
No, yeah.
For this,
please,
to end it up. Evil book. This is the weirdest book I've ever tried to read. Also, so evil. I will never pick a book by this author ever again.
Evil?
Evil. Because they're gay. That's evil.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
From a homophobic person's standpoint.
Put yourself in those shoes.
Let me try to put my...
Stick them in.
Evil, I feel like, wouldn't be my first.
It was so beautiful.
It was literally gorgeous.
The only thing I gotta say, Patroclus, what's up with the foot fetish? Like, I got no shame.
Oh.
But also,
he loves them dogs.
He was literally every other thing. The foot, the sole of a king's feet. I was like, it's not my kink, so I couldn't relate.
No kink shaming.
No, I'm just saying, I couldn't relate.
No, couldn't relate.
Because I have the opposite. What's the opposite of a kink?
What's it called?
I have a fear of... Phobia of feet. I don't, but like I do.
Like, yeah.
Like actually, like...
So like, hey.
Yeah. I don't wear open-toed shoes because I hate my own feet.
Yeah, I once wear her feet one time.
I actually had to like reveal them to her.
Yeah,
it was funny.
They were regular feet. Anywho.
So that was all I had for Achilles. I feel like that was... it was what I expected.
Yeah. It's just, I love that the 1 star was just like, ew, it's gay. But the story itself, I know shit to say about it. Like, no, it was good.
Yeah.
Beautifully written and da-da-da-da-da.
No, they...
Perverse.
It's all about the gay.
Okay. But you did like it, huh?
But you did like it.
You're just mad.
Look. They secretly liked it. They were like...
Oh, 1,000%.
They're like, I can't. I gotta write a review. I gotta write a review so that people who saw me reading this book
won't think I like it.
They won't think I like it. Even though I did.
Yeah, no.
Also, how did they not know? There's LGBTQ. Like, I knew.
Everyone knew.
So, read the back of the book.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it literally says.
I think it says. Like, it's a love story.
Yeah.
So, well, whatever. What was your first book that you looked up?
Is it? Let's do... Ooh, I did a bunch of The Way of Kings. My first one was Dune, I think.
Okay.
Just because I had just read it.
And I have not read Dune.
First half, like I said, so good. Second half? But the first half was so good. So I had to look it up. Not too much on this one. Just 2 nice, cute, short ones, because the rest are very spoiler, which makes sense. But for Dune, the plot of this book is drier than the planet the story is about. This book has miraculously become popular for a reason that I cannot imagine. The author is, in my opinion, quite terrible.
Ooh.
The world building of this book was confusing. I could not grasp the religion aspects completely until I finished the book. And blah, blah, blah. But it was just like, it wasn't dry, but also burn. drier than the
desert.
The planet it was about.
No, that was kind of good. That was a good burn. You got it.
And then this one, short and sweet. Not as expected. My son loves this book. I find it sleep-inducing. Ooh. I also find myself skipping entire chapters. I think this will be one of the rare books I won't finish. I won't even send it to Goodwill. It would be cruel to do so.
Oh my, okay.
Cruel is crazy.
First of all, skip chapters?
Chapters is crazy as well.
That seems counterproductive if you're trying to like the book.
Because, like, what if those chapters are like, ooh, that's what turned it around? Like,
yeah, and you're also missing, I'm sure, huge plot points.
Right. No, that one, you gotta be checked in.
No, that's wild.
And I won't even send it to Goodwill.
But her son likes it? Or their son likes it?
Yeah, their son loves the book.
And you're dissing it this hard?
And it's sleep-inducing.
I'm not even gonna give it to Goodwill. Your son would have enjoyed finding that at Goodwill.
Right.
So...
What do you usually read? Tell me that.
Oh, true.
You know?
Probably like romance or
Has to be.
Because that's like the complete opposite.
Yeah, especially with the writing style as well.
Yeah. Do you think they would like Song of Achilles?
They might. I don't know.
Would we get the vibe?
I don't know. Tell us in the comments what you think. Okay, that was my last one for Dune.
Okay, I actually had a little one for Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew that you liked it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. I actually found it on like Instagram. Someone had a couple funny one-star reviews. Says, I wanted to read this book in case I bumped into Timothy or Zendaya, but it was so unreadable. And I just thought that was silly, goofy.
Oh my god, Zendaya. Oh my god, Tim. I read
the Dune that you guys were in. You guys were in that movie. Did you know that? And I read the book.
Let's talk about the book.
Let's talk about it. They probably have not read the book.
They have not. They probably watched maybe the original movie from the 80s. They did not read that book.
No. Maybe they audiobooked it.
Had to. But even then, Chani, who Zendaya plays, not the same.
They read the script. They read the script. And that's all they needed to read.
Because I bumped into him. Hey, I read the book. Okay.
Okay, cool.
You want to sign it?
Yeah, you want me to sign the book?
Yeah. But I will say, they was very mad about the plot. Makes sense. All right, what's your next book?
I got Six of Crows.
I think,
did you have Six of Crows?
Let me see if I looked it up. I think I tried, but I couldn't find a good one.
I had to find them. I think I found all of them on Amazon.
Yeah, see, I was looking and was like, Okay, what did you find?
Okay. I found a couple. So this one says, Let Down by Young Adult Fantasy. Why is it so hard to find good adult fantasy these days? I bought this book based on the amazing reviews, but I have to disagree with the other reviewers. I really thought that this book lacked so much. Instead of putting in the hard work of character development, the author just had all the peripheral characters tell you how to perceive one another. I can't tell you how many times I read, Kaz is so cold-hearted and ruthless. Kaz is so underhanded. Kaz is cruel and conniving. I felt like I was being brainwashed from hearing it over and over again, instead of actually gleaning any character traits from Kaz's behavior or dialogue. It's lazy writing to tell characterization instead of showing it through skilled story writing. I think the author did a poor job of developing believable chemistry between the characters, and ultimately, I did not care about the cast or the outcome of their journey. It's a 2-part series, with the Six of Crows fizzling out in what was meant to be a cliffhanger, ending that left you longing for book 2, but instead, just left me feeling relieved that I could close this book and move on to a different, more skillful author. Which I think is interesting because I actually thought the characterization was really good.
Yeah, they each felt so individual.
Yeah, and you're gonna get other characters commenting on other characters.
That's how you get
Yeah, and when you're in, this person kept calling out Kaz and Kaz's characters and behavior.
Yeah,
and so,
which was crazy because in his own chapters,
I feel
he was doing pretty ruthless stuff.
His was the most character-y to me.
Yeah,
because you really get his backstory too, why he can't touch people, why he wears the gloves, the cane,
the reasons why he does things, and without him saying specifically, oh, I can see exactly why he does. everything he does is because of his trauma, his anger, his
Exactly. So
revenge.
I don't think we read the same book.
I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
They're not a critical thinker.
Well, the way that they sounded. They tried to sound.
They tried to.
That's how I picture them saying it, by the way.
No, and that's 1,000% how they are. Yes. Very much show, not tell.
Yeah. Well, I think that I know better than you do. I've never written a book, but I could probably.
Or two.
I've read a lot of books.
What else do you have?
So I kind of summed this one up, but this one, they were just mad at the ages of the characters.
I've seen that.
They were like, okay, they're supposed to be like 16 and they're ruthless killers and like super skilled with weapons and like.
Have you never read another YA fantasy
I
book?
know. And then they were like, they're just trying to like recapture the Hunger Games, but only managed to get extreme limits of unreality. Like they kept trying to be like, it's so unrealistic. Yeah. It's not supposed to be realistic. It's a fantasy.
We can control the wind. It's a fantasy, babe.
Yeah.
It's a YA fantasy at that.
Literally.
So it's meant to be that.
It's meant to be young adults
if
to
I
relate
read
to
an
young
actual
adults.
YA fantasy where it's based on an actual, like, it could be just another 16-year-old in the street, I'm not reading that.
No.
I don't care.
And even Hunger Games, you have pretty skilled people with weapons who are 16, even younger.
Yeah.
So, don't come at me like that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, this is a little short one on it. This book is a sham. The Sheeply on TikTok lied. This book is lame, and the author doesn't explain things that are confusing or new, but over-explains things that would be easy to understand through contact clues. And that is their wording.
Well, I think it's clear to see here. Because the things are not explaining. Well, that's for a purpose.
Yeah, it's supposed to throw you off.
A little foreshadowing, what does that mean?
Yeah. Also, I love the Sheeply? The Sheeple? Oh, the Sheeple. That's what it's supposed to be.
Mean?
Like sheep people? Sheeple?
Oh.
The Sheeple on TikTok.
Yeah.
Are you a Sheeple?
I don't know.
I think it's like book talk. Like, are you reading all the book talk books?
Are you just going with the masses?
Going with the masses.
You're like making your own way?
But it's a good book, so either way.
That's what I'm going with. I guess I am.
A lot of people are also mad that they were like, it's a half-finished story. It ends on a cliffhanger. Like, you can't just
people
end.
are mad at the cliffhanger.
That's the point.
I can't believe they would put it on a cliffhanger.
Have you never read, like, 50% of books? Like, in a series?
Duologies, trilogies, series. If it's not a one-off, there's probably going to be some sort of cliffhanger.
They better not read Rick Riordan.
Oh.
Literal cliffhanger.
Yeah.
They'd be mad. They'd be big mad.
But, like, that's a thing. So so you can read the next book, but also, like, so there's a point to write the next book.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't sum everything up pretty.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah.
Okay.
And then I do have one more.
Absolutely.
And the title says it all. Man-on-man love scenes to come. Don't start this series unless you are looking forward to some serious man-on-man love scenes, soft touches, and knowing looks. ...
That's some serious man-on-man.
Serious man-on-man. I've never seen a man-on-man like that.
Soft touches.
Knowing looks. I like the hard man. I like when they're clashing teeth. So this too soft for me. I need the hard love. The hard gay love.
Oh.
Don't read Song of Achilles then. Don't do it. But that's soft. He don't like the soft.
He wants hard. Oh.
I'm gonna say the name because it's not like it's Cody's music. No, he makes hard rock.
Yeah.
I love men on men only if it's hard. I'm not gay.
Let me see your search history. Or maybe I shouldn't. Okay, here's a little one on Poppy Wars.
Oh, okay. Okay.
obscenely overhyped trope fest.
Ooh.
Never in my 30 years of reading and hundreds of books have I felt more betrayed by such a glowing book reviews. That's what they said. Everything I read about this book says it was fantastic, and yet every part of the book was atrocious. The genre should have been listed as teen drama fest instead of fantasy.
You had no fantasy elements at all.
Not even a bit.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I didn't get that. We're fantasy? No.
Oof.
What?
Let's see. The main character goes from mildly interesting to a half-chosen one Mary Sue and half-whiny crybaby who can't stop being sad about everything.
Well, look. I was a little, like, taken aback by how much she cried.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, I would cry.
Yeah.
But she seemed to be such, like, a strong, like, I don't care what people say about me. Yeah, like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. So, I mean, like, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But also, because I think it's important to show that you can be sad still and be a tough person.
Right.
But I was not expecting it. So, like, I guess if you're not expecting someone, I prefer that over, like, Juliet and Shatter Me. Because, I'm sorry, but she's too...
Don't even try on her. Jesus.
Yeah, she was on our 1-star characters.
But also, like, it makes sense.
You're in war.
Like, you're in war. You were literally about to get sold off. Was never truly loved growing up. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, you go to a place and, like, people are racist against you. You don't really fit in. And, like, you know, like, a whole thing. Like, yeah, that's a lot going on.
I would cry. I would cry.
Anywho. What's your next one?
That was I have, like, so many. I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay, so I had one for garden spell, or a couple for garden spells. No. This is, like, one of my favorite, like, comfort reads. Let's hear it. Very predictable characters. Vanilla book. Very surprised at high rating. I totally wasted money buying Sarah Allen's books. I bought 2 based on positive reviews on Amazon and as a recommendation from those who also enjoyed Diane Setterfield's 13th Tale. I cannot believe how terribly written these books are. They make the Twilight series seem genius. Garden Spells has predictable, unlikable characters. Nothing was original in this novel. It is very simple and nothing that probably would not have challenged a second grader. The 13th Tale was written superbly, with twists like no other. A literary work of genius. This book should not pop up as a recommendation for those readers who enjoyed the 13th Tale. They're simply not in the same caliber.
Damn, just say you're mad.
Like
what?
I mean, look, I don't think it's the best written book, technically, like the technical aspect of the way that it's written, but it's not supposed to be a masterpiece.
I know.
I've never read 13th Tale, so I can't speak on how it compares to that.
But also, like, the ones that do, like, if you like this, read this, and, like, the, you know, thrift books, Amazon, like, most of them, they're not truly the same.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, fantasy book, here's some other fantasy books.
Yeah, I have no idea what 13th Tale's about. I don't even know, like, is it about witches? Like, and Garden Spells isn't really about witches.
Yeah, literally just about, like, 2 sisters.
Yeah, it's like a cozy... Like, what I would think the, what's that cafe one or tavern one?
Oh, yeah, the, lattes and...
Yeah, lattes and dragons or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like it would have that same vibe. Like, it's not anything intense or crazy. It's a soft read.
Like, there's some, like, intense, like, themes in there.
Sure.
But it still comes off as, like, a normal family...
Yeah, with a little hint.
Like a practical magic, in a way.
And...
what it should have been.
Look... People are going to come at me, probably, because they probably loved practical magic. I actually DNF'd it. I want to try again, but the writing, I did not like the way that it was written. Like,
so it had nothing, like, it wasn't, like, loosely following the movie?
It was so different than the movie. It was so different. And that took me by surprise, because I was expecting it to be like the movie, because I loved the movie.
Yeah.
And I think that threw me off. And then also the way that it was written, I just wasn't vibing. I want to try again. Mindset. Yeah. So I need to, like, not have expectations going in, but...
So, Garden Spells to me was, like, somewhat the movie version of practical magic.
Yeah, it had that vibe. You know? Yes.
Like,
it was about sisters.
Crazy. It's about sisters and magic. And, like,
there's
some dark themes in there, obviously. But, like, you know, it's just them
I think
come
that's
back together.
closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, this person, yeah, I'm just going to read the review.
Mm-hmm.
1 star. It's like any other book on eating the healthy diet.
What?
This was on her Amazon. I don't think she read the book.
Oh.
I don't think she read it. It's not a book of healthy diets, or it's not a
garden
spells. I just thought that was funny.
Okay.
This person though had big things to say about talking about practical magic.
Oh.
They said ripoff of Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic. I can't believe what a blatant ripoff this book is. It actually made me angry while reading it. I don't believe this woman has any great talent. I'd like to see her write something about stealing someone else's plot ideas, unique sentence structure, etc. No wonder all the reviews on this book were from the other authors, not magazines or newspapers. 2 big thumbs down to this talentless hack. The 1 star I gave it was for the publishers and their incredible ability to foist crap like this on us by using great cover art.
God.
Also, I believe the reason why it was only other authors is because this is her debut book.
Yeah.
So I don't think you would have, like, publisher, like, other...
Right. And, like, there's lots of new books and, like, self-published books. Like, a lot of them are good and doesn't matter. Well, if a newspaper or magazine didn't write about it, then... okay.
And I don't think that she was stealing the plot or the
Like, I
unique...
see the similarities.
They're similar, but it's a normal trope. It's sisters with witch powers. It's not the only
like,
books that
I've seen other
has
movies
that.
and shows where it's like, you know, sisters.
Charmed. Sisters. Magic.
Grow apart. Come back together.
Grow apart. Come back together. Like, it's like, yeah, it's just like the music industry.
Yeah.
How, like, you know, it's Taylor Swift suing what was her name? Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
On her music.
Like sampling of music.
Right.
And like, oh, the one Bruno Mars is whatever suing Miley for like Flowers.
Right.
Like, I was so clearly like,
it's like,
I'm not copying you. This is a reference to. I'm literally.
Right. It's like, you can't not. It's called tropes for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
there's gonna be similarities.
There's gonna be similarities.
But the story is different.
It's so different. Again, though, I mean, I haven't read the full book.
Yeah.
I got a pretty good chunk in, at least a third of the way through. And it was not giving the same writing style because, again, that was one of the things I didn't like about Practical Magic that I did like about Garden Spells was in Practical Magic, it was like she was trying too hard to, like, make it sound a certain way. And in Garden Spells, it flowed better to me.
Yeah.
Like, it was still not, like...
the most amazing piece of literature. But, like, you're reading it and you're good. You're flowing with it.
Yeah, and you have, like, that little bit of flowery essence, but...
to give the vibe.
Yeah.
Haters.
Was
there more on Practical? I mean, not Practical.
I mean, how do you spell Garden Spells? Sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
11-year-old.
It's just people not liking it. No magic here. I mean, look, magic was not a huge part of this book.
It's not a book about magic.
No.
And then about sisters. It's a book about sisters.
With a little tinge. Yeah. And it's not even like magic. And I mean, I was expecting more magic.
For sure.
But I like how
what it was, I like it.
Yeah. It's unique.
Because I wasn't coming to this for an overtly magical vibe.
Right.
It felt really soft, like Practical Magic. Like, you know, the first half where, of course, they do magic, whatever. But, like, you know, it's just softly...
Okay, I want to read this last one.
Yeah.
I will say, a man wrote this review, Mike.
Okay.
Mike said, okay, sometimes you need to be careful. Just because you have some books in common with another person, it doesn't mean you'll share their opinion on every book. Valid.
Okay.
I'm sure that some of you love this book. I can tell it's the kind of book and the kind of writing that some of you will revel in. It's so green that it would make a woods elf happy. It's so full of angst and emotional discovery that tears will be freed to roll down hundreds of cheeks. It's PC. It's coming of age. It is, in short, all that some will be looking for. Not me, however. I wish you the best, but I almost didn't get through it. Only my dedication to make it to the end got me there, and I sure didn't get all the details. I don't want to get into the women's lit versus men's lit thing, I know it bothers some, but there is something to it, at least in a lot of cases. That last bit was what got me. Women's lit versus men's lit. Mike, the paladin, he has in quotations, Mike the paladin.
Okay.
And a big buff guy with a gun as his profile picture.
Why are you reading?
Yeah, what made you? I mean, look, someone recommended it to him.
But
and good for you. For perhaps going out of your comfort zone to read a book that you don't know, that wouldn't be your normal book that you'd read. Good for you. And you know, he did say a lot. It has some good stuff.
Right. I can see why.
Yeah.
Women would love this.
That's what I don't understand, because you didn't actually say anything about what you didn't like about it. All you said was women's lit versus men's lit, so it wasn't written by a man, so you didn't like it.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Two women and men that love them.
Like, it is definitely female gaze.
Yeah.
It is 100% female gaze.
As it should be.
He didn't like that.
No.
Mike... And the cats are jingling over there fighting. Parker says, men's lit. And Pan says, women's lit. They're fighting about that.
Oh, Pan wins.
Pan wins.
I only have literally one line about Ember and the Ashes.
Oh, wow. Literally Ember and the Ashes. Next.
Okay, little intro to it.
Okay, yeah.
This is literally, I just like the line of it. Twilight has more plot and character development than this book.
Oh my god.
The characters are flat. The main male lead can't decide if he wants to be horny with his female best friend or horny with the male female lead.
I think I read that one. Oh my god.
Like, he had, you know, little thoughts there. But, I mean, his main thing was battling his morals.
Yeah. I mean, you don't love a love triangle, but I don't think you were...
But it wasn't giving too much of a love triangle to me. Like, I can see, yes, if we truly wanted to put that. But for him, that wasn't his main thing. For the story, that wasn't the main thing.
No. Look, people love to focus on the things they hate. I get it.
For sure.
I get it.
For sure.
But, damn...
Horny? Horny?
Just say that you are horny and you don't like that other people are also horny and getting it. Uh-oh.
Okay. Give me more.
Okay. Oh, I only had one. I thought I had more for Ember.
Because Ember is just so likable and beautiful and everyone just loves it.
Okay. So
to shreds.
this was a long one, but I only want to read the first part.
Okay.
So, yeah. Throne of Glass has been, forgive me, dethroned as my favorite horrible book of all time. And Ember in the Ashes has raised bad literature to an art form. As a fantasy, it's dismal. And as an alternate history, it's atrocious. As a romance, it's cringeworthy. As a poignant Bildungsroman that poses tough questions, it fails utterly. As a self-contained standalone novel, it is a disaster, but that, at least, was always the plan. I don't think they get it, because it's not a standalone.
It's not.
This rating is from 2016.
So it could have been when it first came out?
When it first came out.
But also, like, it would have said, like...
It was very obvious that it was a series.
Yeah.
And they're calling it as an alternate history. It's atrocious. It's not an alternate history. It's fantasy.
Completely a new fantasy.
Like, it's not even the same map as... Like, it's not any of the same places, is it? As real places?
No. And I'm trying to think, like, Poppy Wars was loosely based off of Sin, but that's a whole different... I don't think this one was.
Yeah.
And I feel like even with the politics and how it's all lined up, I mean, could be wrong, could be based off something, but...
But what I know, it's not reminiscent of any, any political system that I know of in the past for that area. Again, it's Middle East.
Yeah.
Maybe they just had never read a book that was based in the Middle East, and so they were like, oh, well, if it's based there, then it has to be like more realistic.
Because
maybe?
like, of course, there's times when like obviously there's slavery that was everywhere, and there's people who are oppressed. That's literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
So it's not really based on a historic. I mean, it's,
I don't get it, and it's magic. There's fantasy.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Again,
it's gonna reach as well, because like Hunger Games, then there's a based on oppression and that. I wouldn't say it's historic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Although that one to me is more of an alternate, not history. It'd be a future.
Yeah. But you know, it's like it's
a dystopia
kind of based on America.
It's a dystopian book.
Right. So here it's just like, okay, just because we took elements from like oppression stuff, now I don't think I'm taking this like this is a historical.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Okay.
Yeah, it would make more sense to say that for Poppy War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. Was there more?
No, it was a long one, but they like went into it, and
it was too much. Yeah, because we go through the reasons. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like it's a lot.
Okay, this one's just one that I found on The Girl Who Drank the Moon.
Okay, I think I looked for things for that. Yeah. But I don't know if I actually ever found one.
I think I told you about this one at least before. But this one is literally a children's book. Okay, but I loved it. Heartwarming.
Yeah. I know I have it. I have it to read.
Yeah.
Haven't read it yet.
So
here's your little hint for putting it in order, because I'm sure I'll read it soon.
Okay, so title: Sacrificing Babies, Cross-Dressing Men. What did I just read?
Oh my god.
Oof, what did I just read? I wanted a fun book my daughter, 10, and I could read together and bond over. So I bought 2 copies. We began reading this evening, one room apart. The first couple of pages talking about the witch who takes children and the parents who gladly sacrifices them. Then goes on to talk about a man putting blush and eyeliner on before the said sacrifice. From there, they talk about men prying a baby from a helpless mother who is yelling and spitting with anger, trying to keep her child. Talking of ripping their eyes out if they take her. How unsettling. I ran into my daughter's room and said, "You can stop now." She said, "Mom, this is weird." I know, darling. I'm so sorry. How did this book get so many good reviews?
Do you think she really went in there and said, "You can stop now"? Mommy, this is weird. It's okay, darling.
I'm so sorry.
Do you think she really said that? Do you think that actually was how that conversation went down?
I think she was reading it. It was like, not vibing.
She said, no, give me the book.
Oh, okay.
Okay, whatever.
I'm so sorry. Well,
what is the age range, do you know, for that book? Like,
I feel like it's like 10 to 12. You know, like it's...
Okay.
Like...
Because, like, again, I haven't read this one.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, as you get older, there are going to be darker themes in books. And depending on the child, that is where the adult needs to decide, like, if you want your kid reading that.
Yeah.
So maybe, next time as the parent, maybe you need to, like, look up to see what's going to be in the book or read it first.
10 to 14. And then it says customer reviews, say, like, ages 8 and up.
Okay, so she was in the age range that it was recommended.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, yes, there's some, like, dark things they talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like setting up the little society that these people are in. And then the rest kind of takes on its own, like, story involving that.
And, like, I think by 10, I was reading Maze Runner, Harry Potter.
Like, a lot.
Like,
still that has dark themes.
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Kids are being killed and are dying. So,
like,
I mean...
Girl, she's 10. I mean, choose what you want for your daughter, but... How unsettling.
How unsettling.
Hey, your constitution.
She would not like any of the gay stuff. Don't read it. Not man on man.
Yeah. Okay, give me another one.
Okay, I've got like an eyelash or a little...
There's always
something in my eye. And I can't like...
But the eyeshadow looks so good.
I know, thank you. I can't like mess it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I had some for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Speaking of Hunger Games, I really liked Ballad. Mm-hmm. I really like Hunger Games, but I was like, I can't look up the 1-star for Hunger Games. I don't even know if that exists.
I got some.
You have some?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you'll read that next. Mm-hmm. Because Ballad, I know people had thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. This person said, I feel like I'm 14 again. Edited, 2020. I don't want to see this book in my life ever again. That was it. Because they so you know how people can like write a review before the book comes out because they're like, oh, I'm so excited to read it. So they probably wrote, I feel like I'm 14 again. Because like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. New Hunger Games. And then they said, no. No. Absolutely not.
No words, just no.
Just no. Yikes. I do think it's funny, the review under this is a 5-star review, and it says, you know it's bad when you want to fuck a blonde guy.
No, that's the worst.
That's so funny.
The worst.
It's always a brunette.
Yeah.
Or like the dark-haired wrestler.
Every time I say blonde,
no.
Hard pass.
So I thought that was funny.
Was there more?
Oh, of course I have more.
Good.
Of course I have more. All right, Sarah. She rated it 1 star. She said, I hate to say this, especially as I was so excited to get back in this world, but never have I read a book that felt more like a cash grab. It genuinely doesn't even read like it was written by the same person. Quite disappointed. Sad face. See, I don't feel like it read like a cash grab.
I don't think either.
Especially because Suzanne Collins is so
like
poignant about, I will not write another Hunger Games unless I have something to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's all about, for her, like politics and regarding that sort of political commentary. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's coming out with Haymitch. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But the time that's coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's about like what propaganda or the way like different POVs.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's happening in our world right now.
Yes.
Is very reflective of what it sounds like the book's going to be about. So.
Like, she's not just writing this because like, let me write another character's thing. Like, no, there's a reason.
She's got plenty of money. Yeah. She had just did, like, she has other books.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't need that. She doesn't need the money.
Plus, the writing style, she's written so much more since then. You're going to get better as you write. And I don't think it felt that, I mean, it's a little different because, like, one is about the game, like, someone in the games in their POV. This one's kind of like before that, during,
right, you know, like, and it's like the bad guy, quote unquote.
Yeah, bad guy background just on him. So like, it's not gonna read the same in that way.
And that's on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. Okay, this person had a lot of crying face emojis. They said, "I don't have much to say, so I'm not writing a full review. But I just did not enjoy this. Crying face. I found it to be so boring, and I thought the characters were really annoying. Crying face. Cornflake irritated me and had no personality whatsoever, and Lucy Gray was so quirky, I just couldn't bring myself to like her. Crying face. The constant breaking out into song was enough for me to hate this. Like, please, this isn't High School Musical. Crying face. The only thing I liked was Cornflake and Lucy Gray as a couple. They weren't bad, but they definitely weren't good enough for me to rate the book anything higher than a 1.5. Anyway, that's all, but I really did not enjoy this book, and it took me so long to read. Crying face. Usually, I'm a fast reader, but this took me over 2 weeks to read. 16 days. Anyway, I'm in an awful reading slump now. Crying face. That's how I imagine.
No, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Like, I'm an actor at heart. I gotta bring that in. Gotta perform.
Absolutely.
Everyone's like, you're fucking cringy, bitch. Just read it like normal. I can't. I'm sorry.
I will say it's different because, like, there's more, like, description and, like, explaining about, like, you know, especially in the beginning.
I will say the first part for me wasn't super strong.
Yeah.
But the second part, no.
And on, like, really got, yeah.
And that's why I didn't give the book 5 stars. I think it gave it, like, a 4 or 4.5 or something like that. But I didn't, like, I thought, again, it was super interesting, the characterization. Like, they're saying they had no personality and, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, and Lucy Gray was so quirky. I don't think she was quirky. I think that she was fighting for her life and putting on a performance.
Yeah, so it's just, like, kind of the opposite.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're likable, kind of,
Yeah, everyone, like, that's the point.
And she is a performer, so she would lean into that.
And you're seeing it from Snow.
Yeah.
Also, I thought it was funny. She called him Cornflake. Because let me tell you, I always had struggle reading his name, Coriolanus.
Yeah.
I was like, Snow. Corio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I could not read it.
So that's the only thing I like about this review, the cornflake. Also,
the crying baby.
Yeah. Also, the fact that they were like, the only thing I liked was them as a couple. Did you read the book, Henny?
What do you mean, though? What do you mean by that?
Because you're not supposed to. He literally wants to kill her.
There was like a half a second.
Yeah, half a second.
It was cool. It was good.
No.
Read it one more time.
To me, wait, okay, sorry. Going back to our very first episode ever. Romances. Is this enemies to lovers? And then back to enemies? Enemies to lovers to enemies? I know.
Yes.
Yes? Wow. We really got to do part 2 of our romance.
We got to do part 2.
Because I feel like that is actually truly enemies to lovers, obviously back to enemies. But that, because even while, he's falling in love with her, he kind of hates her. Yeah. He's like, I love you, but I hate you.
Because, ew, you're still from the district.
Yeah. No.
Wait.
Our queen, Suzanne, every time. You just kill it every time.
I love her.
Truly. That's all I had for Ballad.
Well, let's take it back to the OGs.
Let's take it back to the OGs. I'm so excited.
Give me one moment.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that you got some.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one, that one, which contends with that one.
Okay.
That one.
We got a couple.
I got 3.
Okay, good.
I don't know how much I want to read this one.
Give me all of it.
1 star of Hunger Games, okay? Beyond sick. I'm a 12-year-old. In other words, I'm who this book is intended for, and found it sick. I'm utterly disgusted by Suzanne Collins, who actually came up with this perverse idea. Okay, 12-year-old.
Actually, and she didn't.
Right. People like this book because it shocks them. Okay, I'm fine with that. Because the only other option is that they enjoy and anticipate each death as readers, but also as would the capital audience. And don't tell me that's impossible, because people used to pay and hire people to fight to the death as gladiators. But back to the subject. You like this book because it shocks you. But why does it shock you? Usually, when something shocks you, it is because it is terrible, wrong, disgusting, and revolting something. And this is in no way an exception. So those people who rated 5 stars, 2 options. Either you're dense or you're cruel.
Look, she almost had it.
Right.
It was in the palm of her hand. Mm-hmm. She almost understood.
Yeah.
It's like when you're explaining abortion to super Republican people. It's like they almost get it. Like, okay, well, why isn't it required for all men to get vasectomies? Well, the government can't say anything about my body. You almost have it.
Yes.
You almost have it.
Yes.
Look, she was 12.
I mean, let's see, because they say the characters were pathetic. Oh. Every single one of them was a coward.
Oh, girly, do you think that you'd be able to kill people?
As a child?
Like, that's the point.
If they had any guts, they would have refrained from slaughtering each other. This would have made them people with principles, a sense of right and wrong. They would have had the courage to be brave, to brave the wrath of the capital. They would have had the courage to die, to avoid becoming a killer.
Maybe she should read Ballad.
Yeah.
That's what she wanted.
Which had but one person refused to fight, this person would have inspired a revolution.
I don't think so. That's the point, honey. I hope that, when she got older, she was able to reread these books and really understand. Mm-hmm. Because look, I know that when what? Did she go on to say more?
If the districts were still living in oppression, they had no one but themselves to blame.
Oh, honey, she's 12. She's 12. That's all I can really give her is that she's 12. She's young. She doesn't understand politics.
the enslaved people, you know?
It was their fault.
It was their fault. Why were they allowing themselves to be slaves?
Yeah, they literally should have said, no, I don't want to be a slave anymore.
And then they would have...
And then they would have stopped. She's 12. That's 12. Literally all I can, that's all I can say.
Ooh. Katniss was arrogant, selfish, and self-centered person, if you could even call her that. Peeta was stupid and shallow, not even remotely likable.
Oh, I love Peeta. I love Peeta so much. And look, Katniss, I wouldn't call her arrogant.
No.
I would call her self-preservation is her first and her everything she leads is self-preservation.
Yeah.
So yeah, she has to be aware and be wary of every single person that she comes across.
Plus, she's been hunting since she's a kid, so her skills are good.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Oh.
I hope that she's gotten older, had more life experience.
She has to do a reread.
And I think she'd like it if she has lived more and learned more.
Remember, she's 12.
She's 12. That's all. That's the only thing I can give her.
That's all we're giving her. Absolutely.
Oh.
Let's see. Same thing for Hunger Games.
Okay.
Sad reflection on contemporary youth and society. To an extent, authors must write what the market demands. If it's gore or hormonal tantrums that are the demand, the author must write about gore and hormonal tantrums. That's essentially what this book contains. Together with a narcissistic depiction of luxury that neither characters nor most of us would ordinarily have. One more thing. Be prepared to develop a mild desire to eat rabbit as you work through the gore and sap.
A what? I never had that. I didn't get that, but good for you. A little jerky action.
Oh.
The little crackers and Parker wants he wants rabbit.
He would.
He would. That's what he's saying. But again, the beginning of that, it's almost got it.
Yeah.
Almost can grasp the point of the book.
Yeah.
Y'all need to read the analysis on this stuff.
Hormonal tantrums is crazy though.
That's actually nuts. Tell me where. Tell me where.
We're children being forced into games to kill each other.
And we gotta survive. And if pretending to be in love is how we survive, I wouldn't even call that hormonal. It wasn't very hormonal.
What tantrums?
I don't know.
Anywho.
You said you had a third one?
I think I have a third one.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think I have a third one.
I think it sounds like the people who are giving it 1 stars are just not grasping and understanding the point. They're almost there.
They're like, yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. Mr. Michael. Fond of self-centered, moody, spiteful, brainless, ungrateful teenagers? Read this series.
Ungrateful?
Is crazy.
That's nuts. Okay, let's get into it.
And then kind of says the same thing. Because this heroine's just right for you. By the time we get to the 3rd tedious volume where President Coin schemes to turn Katniss into a martyr for the revolution, I'm not the only one thinking, right on, great idea.
Oh no.
I can't believe I read this whole thing. All 3 books, out of curiosity about all the hype, hoping against hope that some gems of wisdom or good writing would appear. Sigh.
Oh my gosh, did we read the same book? Did we ungrateful of what?
Self-centered.
Self-centered.
Moody.
Spiteful.
Brainless. Ungrateful.
Brainless and ungrateful. Those are the 2 that get me. Because how do you think that they survived this long, first of all? Ungrateful? What do they have to be grateful for? First of all.
What are we...
If you're grateful you live, they aren't even... They're not supposed to be.
What are
you talking about? I don't get it. These people.
I don't get it. Also, you're a grown man, I'm guessing. We got the whole Mr. Michael.
Yeah. Was this Amazon or was this...
This is Amazon. Like, you're reading a YA, so you're mad at a teenager being a grown man. I don't know. It feels weird.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
Like, look, I get putting out 1-star reviews that have merit, but something like that, to me, that doesn't, why even write it? Why waste your little finger muscles typing that? Because it's like...
Did you read the book?
That's not what the book was about. Like, we did...
I'm still stuck on ungrateful.
Yeah. And brainless. Like, what? We literally didn't read the same book. I don't know. Have you ever written a review? Like, actually written it, like, and posted it on something?
I feel like I have.
I don't think I ever have. I've, like, rated it, like, because I keep track on Goodreads, but I just, like, give it a star and I don't type anything. And, like, we have our book journals that I know will write stuff, but I've never posted it.
I feel like I have, like, back in the day, but I feel like it wasn't, it's a simple one.
Did you give ever 1 stars?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I feel like the lowest I got was, like, a 3. But then I didn't even write that many before, because, like, I'm like, ugh, over it.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Okay. I have Fourth Wing. Classic. I mean, this was easy. Because you got people who either love it or you've got people who hated it.
Could it be the next Twilight? Just the hype?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm enjoying it.
I don't think that it's anything crazy
it's
amazing.
Not written amazing, right?
But I'm eating up the story.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun.
Freaking dragons.
Yeah. It's fun.
A badass
with powers.
School for dragons.
Yeah. With powers. I like it. Right. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. This is just their little breakdown, and then they went into like a whole review, but I'm just going to read the breakdown. So, they said, edit for those who do not read the whole review but still feel like they're entitled to leave a comment. This is a long review. 1, it dissects a lot in the book. If this is not a clue for you that there are spoilers, then maybe check your IQ. 2, for those who are saying, make it short, you could scroll by and not read, right? Just take your own advice, especially if you love this book, and move along to the millions of 5-star reviews. 3, stop saying nothing is original. I can slap you with at least 20 books written in 2923-2024. Don't know. I think they meant 2023.
Okay.
2024. That has more originality than this book. We are not asking for a Tolkien level of originality, but if you cannot even come up with your own character description and had to take the literal description from other books, among others, then why are you even called an author? 4, in a world that is coming soon to be drowned with AI movies and clips and pictures, I do not want to read an AI book. And I do not mean that the author used AI, although at this point, no one knows. I mean they copy, paste, and stitch from other books. Other than that, knock yourself out. So this was more of like a review of the people reading the review before she actually went to the review. But I just thought that was
But I was like so confused, because like, what are you saying?
No, literally.
What are you saying?
Also, like, if this isn't a clue that there are spoilers, then maybe check your IQ.
Right.
Girl came in fighting.
Why are we shooting shots? Whoa.
It's because she gave it 1 star, and she knew people were going to comment on her review telling her, like, oh, well, actually, I disagree. Like, I really liked it because of this. And she didn't want that. She was like, this is a 1 star.
I'm dead in it right now. Oh.
But it was just like a little, palette into it.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Okay. Did not finish. I'd like to know if I'm actually reading the same book as everyone else. This is the worst piece of literature I've read in a long while. I got to chapter 8, couldn't go any further. First off, the endless use of the F-bomb is tacky and lazy, if you ask me. So many great descriptive words, and all this author can do is spout curse words. Curse words do not a personality make. Neither is being a horny 13-year-old. Violet is supposed to be 20 years old, but it seems more like she's 12. I mean, ... quote, this scar that marks his eyebrow only makes him hotter. Flaming hot, scorching hot, gets you into trouble and you like it level hot, end quote. Who talks like that? I'll tell you, tweens. I think I'm rooting for the other side of this conflict too. What kind of battle strategy is it to encourage the deaths of dozens of people as an entrance exam, then to be okay with it when your cadets are killing each other? Let's just kill off a huge percentage of our able-bodied young men and women every year. Yep, sounds strategy. The big bad school is so scary. It's incredibly cliche, predictable, and trite in all the worst ways. Violet's only personality trait is that she's super fast and smart. The reason her mother tossed her into the school in the first place is super unbelievable. It's just a weak book with weak and convenient reasons to push the plot forward.
Now, I mean, it wasn't a masterpiece.
No, and look, you and I talked about this in our romance tropes. We don't love the whole, like, I hate him, but oh my god, is he so hot. Not my thing either.
Right.
But I don't think that it was so much that it put me off that much.
Plus, like, I mean, I wasn't vibing with her.
Right, Violet all me neither.
Much. Which, like, whatever. It was just more the plot, the world that we're in that got me there. So I can see that.
Yeah. But also the fact that she said, I think I'm rooting for the other side of this conflict. I didn't understand that. Like, I don't think she understood what the other side of the conflict is.
But I think even because she only got to the 8th chapter.
Right. Because Violet, is the other side of the conflict the people, like Xaden's people?
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Because, like, if she continued reading, she would know that she is with that side.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm assuming. But still, like, and I get it. It's not everyone's cup of tea.
You know, I'm not mad at people who don't like it.
Yeah.
I can definitely see people liking it, loving it, whatever. It's a good book. It's entertaining to me.
Yeah.
The curse words and all that stuff, I mean, usually, you know, depending on how often, like, we don't really see that often.
Sure.
People don't like it as much. But if it fits the moment, if that fits the personality, like, I don't mind it. Especially because it's supposed to feel like a regular 20-year-old. Like a normal...
Yeah, and you are going from your teenage years into being 20. Like, when you're 20, like, I still felt like I was 18.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know.
And I think even Rebecca Yaros, when she was saying, like, I wanted to feel like we're, like, talking, like, modern, like, it's a normal...
Right.
So, yeah, like, a lot of people cuss when they're talking.
Yeah.
And the way they're talking, like,
it felt very
conversation
normal.
Saying now. Yeah. So, it didn't really... If it was, like, they wrote it to sound very of the times, and then they had curse words, I could feel
it wouldn't make sense.
Weird. But for a modern, you know, dialect or whatever, like,
it's very modern.
Yeah.
And I think, again, the story and the romance and everything is very marketed toward what is popular now.
Yeah.
And that's popular now.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, 10 years from now, it probably won't be a bestseller anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Hunger Games, I think that's a very iconic. Like, that's going to be a classic.
Absolutely.
But this is not, it's not going to be classic. But I still loved it.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's fun. Good. It's fun. And I'm excited to read the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Another 1 star on it. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but this is awful. Also, if this is enemies to lovers, then oh, how mighty have fallen. That was the way they said it. The amount of time I cringe was insane. I'd rather stick molten hot needles in my eyes than read sequel. Side note, ratings for this book give me Sound of Freedom vibes. How does first-time fantasy author get from May to August so many reviews? And almost all are 5 stars. Too much sass.
Well, one, right now, people are eating up enemies to lovers.
Yeah, and book talk is real strong.
Yes.
And their marketing campaign, I just want to gloat a little here. I actually did receive a advanced reader copy of Fourth Wing. So I feel really special. Because, whether you know it or not, I actually am on TikTok. And
what's your handle?
At Kelcie Weber. Maybe Kelcie_Weber. I don't know. But yeah, and I did do some book scenes from Fourth Wing. But I did get a advanced reader's copy. So
the marketing went ham.
Yeah, and I was really glad that I got the book for free.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it also fits with, all the enemies to lovers, the romantasy genre that's coming out. So, like, all the books kind of
It's what's popular.
It's popular.
Yeah, dystopian books were going hard in dystopian.
Yeah, so, like, those are all going on.
That's what everyone's going to write.
Now, we got the romantasy.
We got the romantasy.
So, like, I'm not expecting... I mean, me, personally, I'm not a romantasy reader. Mm-hmm. The book always lacks depth for me in the writing, whatever. But, like, it fits in that genre with those other books. So, like, you like it or you don't.
Exactly. And it's, like, no fault.
Yeah.
Like, this I can understand.
Yeah.
Like, some of the other ones, I'm like... Okay, you got no point. You're just mad.
I don't know.
But I get it.
Yeah.
But I just, again, it's funny. And then I got...
1 star?
Yeah. I got some quick 1 stars here.
Yeah.
Y'all must be joking. ... Someone else said, who had a gun to the head of everyone who rated this 5 stars? And then this one is really funny. It's a 1-star review, and all it says is, Xaden wears skinny jeans.
Oh.
He definitely wears black skinny jeans.
Yeah.
100%.
Gotta get a little bit of the ick. Oh my god.
That was all I had for Fourth Wing.
No, I love that.
Xaden wears skinny jeans. 1 stars.
So overall, do we have more?
That was all for Fourth Wing. Oh, are you done?
I don't know. Where are we at?
I have a bunch more 1-star for other books.
Let's continue that.
Oh, do you want to read some? Do you want, like, I don't know. Like, do you want me to just keep going?
No, just keep going.
Okay. Y'all are going to hear me talk a lot. Sorry.
Wait, did I have more?
Do you have more?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me just confirm. Oh, mine was The Way of Kings.
Okay, do you want to read some of those?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, just for The Way of Kings.
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, but I will say...
Sorry, really
No,
fast,
please.
like total side note,
Yeah.
but when I do, I know that we're going to want to do a deep dive into the series, and I want Brady to be a guest.
Yes!
Because he was the first one out of us 3 to read them, and I asked him this morning, I was like, if I read it and we did this, would you want to be a guest? And he was like, yes, I have so many things to say about it.
Yes.
So, when I see Brady,
That one's gonna be...
probably next year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, first one, dull. This is not a good book. I'm not one to trash books that others clearly enjoy. However, the fact that people are giving reviews of 4 and 5 stars forces my hand. There are other negative reviews, and all of them make salient and accurate points that I'm not going to repeat. I implore you to read them. It is my humble opinion that the embarrassing psychophancy... I thought it was psychophancy.
This man, I'm assuming it's a man.
Psychophony.
Let me use really big words to show that I am knowledgeable and you should listen to everything I say.
On show by Sanderson fans and rating this book highly is destroying the fantasy genre. Take Ice and Fire by Martin. The Malazan book of the Fallen series by Erickson, or works by Joe Abercrombie. All great books with interesting characters and a storyline that invites you to invest emotionally. This book does not do that. By giving this book anything other than a 1 star, you are suggesting it is on par with the other works just named. It is not. If I were getting into fantasy and I bought this based on reviews, I would forever assume the whole genre was full of overly long, intensely dull, and poorly written books about... well, nothing. If this is worth 4.5 stars, then how bad must the rest of the genre be? You get the point. I can honestly say that I will never read another Sanderson book. If it weren't for the fact that I already know Erickson, Abercrombie, and Martin, I would never read another fantasy novel either.
That review was dull.
Yeah.
I was zoning out with that review. He was just chit-chatting to chit-chat.
Yeah.
The fact that he was like, y'all forced my hand to write a review, and then gives nothing of substance.
Yes. It doesn't feel like the other books. No.
Look, you love what you love. But why is it forcing your hand to write a review on this one when, you don't write anything of actual substance to explain why you didn't like it compared to these other ones?
Right. If you're telling me this book was like this was the genre? Ew. Okay, why though?
Yeah.
It's a long book.
It sounds like at the end of what he said, he just doesn't like fantasy.
Yeah.
Then don't read any of them by any of the authors.
I don't know. He was just yippity yapping.
Yeah, he was just yapping to yap. Which, look, we love to do.
Oof. Okay.
Okay, another one.
Mediocre at best. Ooh. Don't let the ratings fool you.
They always say that. Don't let the 5-star reviews fool you. This is gay.
Literally.
I was lied to.
I've given this novel, the first in the Stormlight Archive series, 1 star. I purchased this book due to the large amounts of high ratings it received from its supposed readers. After reading this book, I find it impossible to believe that there are so many readers out there who haven't got a clue what a good book actually is. This is definitely not one. And shame on me for purchasing the second of the series, Words of Radiance, where Stormlight tried to flesh out the characters and to a small degree succeeded. The Radiance book fell flat on its face. There was nothing new in the second installment, and with over 1,500 pages, boredom soon set in. I don't like starting books without finishing them, if only because I actually spent money on them. However, I just could not continue beating my head against the wall of mediocrity and repetitively insipid characters. I really wanted to like this series. Unfortunately, there's nothing to like about it.
Wasn't the second one your favorite, too?
Yes, that is 5 stars.
They disagree, obviously. What do you guys say to that? What do you guys say?
The Words of Radiance.
Yeah.
Words of Bree.
Yeah.
Is not my favorite book, but the best book I've ever read.
I've ever written.
I know, I was like, oh, yeah.
That's a slay.
Yeah.
Slay, Brandon Sanderson.
So.
Who wrote this? What was their name? I just need to... Setcher. Listen.
Oh, sorry, a different one.
Oh.
Joe.
Mm-hmm. That's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Joe,
mm-hmm.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna disagree. And she's got words for you.
We'll have a conversation.
They'll have a conversation. Not comment on his review. Listen here, Joe.
Listen here, Joe.
You're wrong.
Okay, this is a small one.
Okay. So
boring. This book is a yawn factory. Boring world, boring characters, boring writing. And so it's Sanderson rambles through 1,200 pages, and you'd think that at some point something would happen, but not really. Kaladin's angsty level 20 spearman shtick gets old incredibly fast. Shallan is unbearable. Dalinar is yawn. Skip this book in the series and find something that won't put you in a coma.
I don't understand the whole skipping a book or skipping chapters. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you said, like, the first one is pretty, like, introductory.
Yeah.
And
it's
so,
a
like...
lot and slow. I can see why people, like, wouldn't like it. But it also, like, you need that foundation.
Yeah. Is it raining outside?
Yes, it is. It
okay.
stops in 20 minutes.
Oh, my God.
But I hope not.
Okay. But, I mean, because, like, look, like, that's really my nervousness of starting it, is I know the first one. I mean, they're big books, too.
Yeah.
They're a nice little chunk.
Hefty.
And I know that the first one is a bit slow.
Yeah.
But I know that it's important, and I'm gonna read it. But that's, like, my hesitation. So, like, I get it.
Yeah.
But based off everything else that I'm hearing, again, I haven't read these yet, I don't, the whole thing about it being a yawn just doesn't, you know, compute compared to what everybody else says.
So much stuff going on.
Yeah. And, like, his world building is supposed to be magnificent, amazing, so.
I will say the first book in the series, to me, is the weakest.
Right, that's what I've heard.
Right. But, like, it lays down that foundation and it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. I think I'm going to read Mistborn, that trilogy, just the first 3, first.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if I'm, like, really into it, then I'll get the next 3 of that. Because isn't it, like, a trilogy and then it's, like years later? So I don't know. But I think I'll read that first. Because I think that's what he recommends, is reading Mistborn first.
Who?
Brandon Sanderson.
Does he?
I think so.
Oh.
So I think I'll read that first to get my little, you know.
We'll taste of Sanderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this one's like a, whoa.
Yeah, they're big boys.
Whoa. Yeah.
I'm excited though.
I know, it's so good.
Watch me be writing my 1-star review on it. Guys, don't tell Bree. This is a yawn.
No, literally. The first one, though, you gotta get through it. I know it's really long.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now is it just me?
Yeah.
That's okay. I've got one of my favorite series as well. The Golden Compass.
I was thinking about that.
His Dark Materials.
Oh, no, I know what's gonna happen here.
I'm gonna tell you right now, people are gonna get mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these reviews are reviews about religion.
Yes.
And how his Dark Materials is very anti-religion.
Yeah.
But look, y'all, come at me for that then.
Because it's really not.
It is a little bit, but it's not.
It's like...
It doesn't have to read that way.
Right.
And I know Philip Pullman, I know that he doesn't agree with all religion.
Yeah.
And so I get that, he's going to put his own political thoughts into it, but it doesn't 100% read that way. It reads more like groups of power over people without power to me. But people had words. People had words.
Let me hear the words.
All right. 1-star review of the first book, The Golden Compass. I couldn't believe how much I hated this book. So many great reviews. Made a movie. Didn't want to watch it. Hated the book so much. I know there's a lot of controversy over the Christian bashing angle. I don't care about that. I want to read a good book. This wasn't it. Cardboard characters who don't change at all from the beginning to the end. The plot moves from place to place without making much sense. Characters appear from nowhere. Just so absolutely bad. I skimmed the second book and read the last 3 pages of the third. What a complete waste of time and money. Again, don't skip. Don't skip. And it's a trilogy. It's a series. The characters don't have to go from complete 180s from book 1 to the end of book 1.
Yeah.
It's a slow progression.
It's part of it. Like, they'll have their own little individual type arcs in this. But, like,
they do.
overall, their character arcs
and
through
the arcs in this series are phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's what gets me. Because... oh my god, I could go on and on. This is one of my favorite series. It's so good.
Obviously, they're not getting it because they're skipping chapters, which doesn't
make
any
the
sense.
skimming. And I just read the last 3 pages. You would not understand the last book from the last 3 pages.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
So this was written in 2012. So this was before also, like, the TV show was out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The TV show is brilliant, by the way.
Very good.
Okay. This one's a classic.
Here we go.
Sort of thing. This one was rated in 2008.
Ooh!
Yeah, sure. Attack Christians. I feel bad that I even started reading this one. Well, I half read it. So it was an okay plotline. But come on, seriously? This book was written for the single purpose of attacking Christianity and competing against Chronicles of Narnia. Boo! Look, they liked the book.
They're like...
No, because the plotline was actually kind of good.
It was
but
good,
but I can't, again, it's like with the gay books. I can't let them know that I love the gays.
Really good.
But I can't let them know. No, they loved it.
But it wasn't even Christianity.
It wasn't. Look, I understand that, again, yes, but also you don't have to read it with that, like, mindset.
Because, like, well, is this a spoiler?
No, go ahead. We got spoilers.
Okay. We see God, technically.
Yeah.
And angels.
And all angels are not bad.
Yeah.
The angels were helping her.
Yeah. So, it was more on, I don't know if it's like church and state.
Yes, that's what I was getting.
Of power, controlling everything that they believe or that they should do and da-da-da-da. Not that, like, God's not real. That's all literally
not.
Yes, it is. Like, we see all that.
Yeah,
I see where you're mad.
And I think why they got so mad was literally the wording, the name that they call the animals are demons.
Yeah. It probably just to connect all the, like, religion-y type aspect.
But it's not even, like, spelled like a demon.
It's like a daemon.
Yeah. It's the EA thing. But we got more.
Yeah.
We got more. I don't know, but something about Lyra makes me want to shoot her in the face. And I'm sorry, this was not a 1-star. It was actually a 2-star review. So, you know what? She liked it a little bit, but she wanted to shoot Lyra in the face.
And Lyra was like 8 or something.
She was young. And look, Lyra is supposed to be childish.
Yeah.
That is the point of the book, is she's supposed to grow into a young adult by the end. It's literally about the loss of innocence and how in religion, it's seen as a like sin and bad. And what he is trying to say is, you know, the loss of innocence just means growth. It's having life experiences. Like, that's the point. I go hard for this book. I'm sorry. Not sorry, actually.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Okay. New book. The Martian. Which was a 5-star book for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Unpopular opinion time. I don't like how this book is written. Watney's journals read like a nerdy blog rather than a dramatic survivor's diary. It's hard to find something harrowing and traumatic when the protagonist is saying, yay, a lot, and making incessant corny puns. 3.6 pirate ninjas. Yay, oxygen. LOL, gay probe. LOL, bad rover. No Scooby snack. LOL, crap. For me, those aren't funny. They're almost embarrassing. No matter what horrible thing is happening to Watney, he's sure to pull through, but not before laying a smug, cutesy zinger on us. It sucks all the tension out of any situation, which is the complete opposite of what I want in a book. And that's supposed to be a thriller.
If I was left on Mars, I'm stranded.
By yourself.
By myself. No way to get home at the moment. I might turn to humor.
Yeah.
to try to cope.
Yep.
With that trauma.
Coping mechanism. Absolutely.
And if I'm already a funny person, I don't want to. I'm actually stuck here.
A lot
to
of
be serious.
Yeah. A lot of people did not like that he was being funny. Like, that's what most of the stuff is saying. Is like, I don't understand how he's like laughing.
Like,
he's in space. He's trapped.
You can get us like there's a bunch of books out there where like people are serious and you know they're just stuck in. It's like for this one that's just his personality.
Yeah.
That's a coping mechanism.
Yeah. Really, just all of them are that.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one for another book written by Andy Weir, which is Project Hail Mary. Loved that book as well. This one says, every so often I am lucky enough to come across something that reminds me of how beautiful the diversity of the human experience is. For example, some people love this book. Yikes.
Nah, he ate me up. Oh!
Yeah.
No, he ate me up.
Yeah. New book. New book. Perks Being Wallflower. Again, another like childhood favorite that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I got you to read it.
Everyone's like...
The movie's great.
2014, everyone was...
Yeah. It's a good book.
Riding for it, yeah.
Bloody awful. I imagine this person being British.
Absolutely.
Imagine this. The Catcher in the Rye was fucked rough by a million little pieces. The zygote's DNA was respliced with 1980s panic journalism and bombarded with x-rays for 6 months. It was then delivered prematurely on a bloody altar beneath a full moon and methodically, repeatedly dropped on its head by Chuck Palahniuk. Any plot whose central premise is an amnesia, the daytime TV variety, belongs in a very special category. For me, that category is books to be burned with their authors atop the pyre. If you loved it, fuck you.
Damn.
Daniel. Damn Daniel.
Damn Daniel. I don't think it was that bad.
He wants to burn it with the author on a pyre. And if you loved it, fuck you. That's harsh. That's harsh, Daniel.
Jesus.
That's harsh.
Let's.
Next one.
Yeah, let's. Okay.
Also, perks.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me if I remember something of this book, my answer would be nope. I remember that I read it, but I don't remember liked it as many people back then liked it. I was like, what's the purpose of this book? My friends loved it, but I was interested in other books rather in this. Yikes. Sorry, not sorry. First of all, the language we've got, let's typo. Let's edit. Also, why are you... It sounds like they're making a review off a memory of reading the book years ago.
Why?
Why?
Why even leave a review?
Yeah. Just keep that to yourself, babe.
Yeah.
Or tell your friends.
Like, what was the point?
What was the point? I'll just go to the next book. Which, look.
And on a good one?
This is a book that we both love. It's a book loved by most all. It is a book that we read in schools. I looked it up just to see if there was even any one-star reviews because I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, we're reading one-star reviews of The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. There are one-star reviews. There are one-star reviews. I'm quaking in my boots. Okay. Honestly, I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to finish the book. I've tried 3 times already, and each time I've been forced to put it aside. Books and film about the Holocaust are fascinating, but not this one. Unfortunately, I was not engaged and found I couldn't care less. I'll have to try it again in a few years. On the upside, I firmly believe that Anne Frank, had she survived the war, would have grown up to be a marvelous best-selling writer. At the age of 13, her words are better than that of many modern-day famous authors. Look, Jess couldn't care less. Couldn't care less.
If she didn't die.
If she didn't die, she'd be a great author. Good for you, Anne. Next one.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with Diary of a Young Girl is that it's the diary of a young girl. And young girls are, like young boys, kind of a pain in the ass. It's like 300 pages straight of, no one understands me. I guess the reason this made it onto so many high school curricula is that young people might relate to it. And clearly, some of them do, because they wrote pissed off comments below this review. But this doesn't depict the horrors of the Holocaust. Night does that. This depicts the boredom of being locked in an attic for 2 years. And Frank is very bright, but not bright enough to make great reading out of a kid's diary. In the pantheon of literature about being locked in an attic, Flowers in the Attic is still the gold standard. What do you think of that?
I just have a couple of comments.
Yeah, what are your little comments on that?
It doesn't depict the grueling, disgusting details of the Holocaust. Right. She's just locked in the basement.
It's so boring.
Well, she's in a basement for 2 years hiding so she doesn't get sent to a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And to say Flowers in the Attic?
Where's the comparison? What?
Abusive,
I know, but it's not the same.
No.
By any means.
This is real, babe.
Yeah, that's real. That's fiction.
That's like incest, abuse stuff.
Okay, next one.
Uh-huh.
While her story is sad, the naked emperor cult around this book is unmerited. The key quotation about people being basically good at heart is absurd in the light of the story. And from a theological perspective, just plain wrong. I feel like you're not the one who should comment on that. And then someone wrote a comment under that. The person who wrote this is named David, who wrote the original 1-star review. Someone says, I suppose Anne was just a lot nicer than you, David.
Anne was 13.
Yeah.
She's a child.
So that was all the ones I found that I could really have the heart to to read.
Way to really pull out the punches there.
Yeah.
Well,
and then I just have some quick ones, like a little fun bonus round here of like some books that we didn't necessarily love.
Okay.
But there were just funny 1-star reviews.
Please.
Okay. So this one's about Shatter Me. Oh, Juliet. Shut the fuck up already. Insufferable whiny bitch.
Oh my god. Loki.
I mean, like, look, this wasn't a favorite book of mine. I think I gave it 3 stars.
I think me too.
So it's like, I didn't hate it.
Plus, I mean, I get why.
I get it.
You know.
But I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Also from Shatter Me. This book is what I see in the corner of my room while having sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is Akatar.
Ooh.
A fun fan fiction with a bunch of really hot dudes with really sexy ears.
Keep it going. We gotta pass that.
So kind of going into more like books that I actually did not like. Just a cute little 1-star of books I didn't like. This is The Vampire Diaries.
Oh.
I'm DNFing this book at 30%, and I hate not finishing a book, but I just can't bring myself to read any more of it. Not only is Elena a horrible, self-centered bitch after one night of kissing Stefan the next morning, she's Florence Nightingale. I can't stand her not even a little. Love someone you don't even know? Get a grip, cringe. And you know what? Said the words right on my mouth. I hate Elena. She was in my 1-star characters. She is a self-centered bitch.
Yeah.
This is a book that I also hated. Mm-hmm. Me and Earl and Dying Girl.
Oof.
Look, I was expecting so much.
Yeah.
And this person, they said it. The humor was crude just for the sake of being crude, and I didn't laugh once. The main character is unlikable in an attempt to make the book realistic, but in reality, it was just annoying. This book tried so hard to be edgy and real. Oh, and don't even get me started on the fact that the girl had no agency, and her illness was still used as a motivator for the male main character, even though the book kept insisting that it wasn't the usual cancer book. Spoiler alert, that's what every other shitty sick lit book does, frames a story around the not sick person. I'm no The Fault in Our Stars fan, but I'd take that over this any day, because this was trying way too hard. I didn't like this book.
Yeah.
The main character was trying to be funny, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh. And pretty much, he is like, yeah, like, my family is kind of forcing me to be friends with this sick girl, and I actually don't fucking like her. And that's literally, and then she dies at the end. He's like, well, nothing in my life changed, so it sucks that she died, but that's literally the book. And I'm like,
what was the point of writing
what was the point? Again, like
making it into a movie.
I didn't even see the movie.
I won't.
I don't know. Someone said about that same book, that was a weird little book.
Not my cup of tea.
Another 1 star of 1 star for me. City of Bones.
Oh,
I DNF'd that book.
me too.
Ugh. Pure and utter crap. I wish there were ways to give negative stars. I certainly want the time from my life back. I would compare its writing quality to a fanzine, except that comparison wouldn't be fair to fanzines. But I swear to God, it took every single bad fanfic writing cliche and published them. What were her publishers thinking? Where was her editor? It was horrible. I would dearly love for a fanfiction author to make good and become a published writer, but I'd prefer one with talent. Thanks.
Oh my God.
Wasn't it actually fanfiction? Like, didn't she base it off like Ginny and Ron or something?
It was something, I think. Oh.
That was actually my last one.
Oh. Well, what have we learned?
People love to hate.
Yes.
And look, I love to hate too.
Absolutely.
But if you don't come with substance,
Right.
don't
really sway me, you know?
Yeah. And look, we didn't read those kinds of 1 stars because there are. They're
Right.
long and yeah.
Yeah.
But not all 1-star reviews are the same.
Right.
And those are we read those ones.
Yes. I see some points in some of them.
Sure.
Sure. Other ones, like, why did it hurt you so bad?
Yeah.
You know, like, who hurt you?
Really. And the Hunger Games one, really? I'm not over that. It's like, oh, they almost had it.
Yeah.
They almost had
One
it.
of them, yes.
And then
They
missed it.
You miss it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
And then the gay ones.
Oh, I love the gay ones.
I love the gay ones.
Because, like,
no, they liked it.
Nah, you was actually feeling it.
It's like, you cannot tell me you came in here
Mm.
and you read the whole book
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, whoa, it's gay. But I'm going to keep reading it. Oh, but it's gay. Guys, don't read it. Like I did. I read the whole thing and it was gay the whole way through.
Chapter by chapter.
Oh my God. Don't read it though. It's
and
gay.
like going into the book, you're trying to tell me you didn't know. Look, people gotta work through some things.
Yeah. They do.
And the ones on Anne Frank, y'all are going to hell. That's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts. It's like, can you actually morally review a memoir? Like, is that okay?
Like, the only thing I see is, like, the writing, the technical.
Again, though, it's a diary. She never meant for it to be published.
Yeah.
It's her personal, like, look. And I'll look back at my diaries. There's no way.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, my mom yelled at me today. I'm so mad.
Hey, whatever.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Here. Very eloquent, very beautiful.
She really did.
Whole story.
There were some reviews that were like, no, like, this isn't real. Like, there's no way that, you know, a 13-year-old girl wrote this. Like, this was written by, you know.
Isn't there, don't they have the actual diary? Like, you can go and, like,
I think
see
so.
where, like, the attic and see,
Yeah.
and, like, isn't the diary there or something? Oh.
Conspiracy.
Well, I can't wait to read 1-star reviews on books we loved.
Well, that was what we just...
I can't wait to read 5-star reviews on books we hated. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have a lot to say.
Yeah. You're delusional. Yeah.
What do you mean? You were obsessed with that?
Are you telling me? Yeah.
All right. Well, don't forget to check out our calendar on our Instagram where we post every month exactly what to expect. Doctor Who every Wednesday. We have our book club every Friday and our regular TBR episodes every Monday.
Subscribe, follow,
comment, all the things.
Was it the dot TBR
Oh yeah.
dot podcast.
Yep, on Instagram and TikTok.
Well, see you later.
Signing off.
Oh.
Let me just say, I think I know a better way of ending a podcast.
Let me just say.
And I think that the way that you guys are talking isn't very eloquent. And let me just say.